Hi, Kiran. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, Karan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. All right, then let's start. So, did you guys tried anything yesterday? Like, I think you must have received my email, right? Did everyone receive my email?
Yes, Kiran, I got it.
Okay, good. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, let's see today also. We'll go through it and see if you face any difficulty, or if you have tried what different that you did. You can suggest, or what difficulty you have faced. You can ask at the same time. Apart from that, yesterday someone asked about this thing, right? Connecting with the database. So I just wanted to quickly give you the idea, like, how we can do it. So using the action stage, if you see, we are provided with the option here. Um, so in the business, so there is one of the business object called data OLEDB. So this is like connecting with OLEDB database, or if you want, you can also connect with SQL database. So there's one more option there. Okay, let's first see this OLEDB database, what we can do with this. So so let's say if I want to connect with this particular database, so the first action is usually we use as uh, set connection. So first thing, you wanted to set the connection with this particular database. So for that, you provide the database name. You will have the password of the database, and then who is the provider. So you can mention all the information here. Once the connection is set, then let's say you wanted to execute some query, and like select a star from table, and you can mention which row and which column that you wanted to extract as part of table, right? So that table that you are going to extract, that you wanted to import it into Blue Prism in form of collection. So let's say you say that get collection. So in this case, what's happened, like you can define your SQL query here in input, and output you can define the result. So you throw the SQL query, and then whatever output that table provides you, you can import the entire thing as a collection into Blue Prism. So that will be your second step. So using this thing, you can always configure your database. Okay. So I don't have this thing configured in my this particular local system. Otherwise, I would have shown you. But if you have there in your system, and if you can try at your end, that would really help. You can always, or I will try to install and see if I can show you in my local system. Meanwhile, I will see if there is any possibility. But
Karan,
pretty much the same thing we'll be using it, right?
Karan, actually we are using VMware now. In VMware, we don't have this particular SQL or Oracle installed in the VMware,
Okay.
but we have in my system, but it won't help, right? I can't able to call from VMware to my local system.
Yeah, from VMware you cannot able to call. Yeah,
So it
that's
is
correct.
better that if you have in your system, so that we can ask
Yeah,
Asha 24
yeah.
to install in the system, so that we can try.
Okay, I will try to install. I will try if I can able to install. But
Okay.
meanwhile, you can also see if you can able to get like, so try to install Blue Prism in your local system. Okay, I would
No,
say, because
we
I'm
don't
not
have
sure.
software with us. They are not
Okay,
providing exe file to us. They are asking each and every time you have to log into the VMware. From there only you have to access this Blue Prism.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I can understand that. I mean, see if you can, from somewhere, because I know people used to have the software. Even I think you can download it from their. So once you log into their partner portal, right, Blue Prism. So if you can create your account using your company email ID, I think you should be able to at least download the software. Okay, and installing the software is pretty easy. Now the only thing which remain will be a license. So license, you have to see if you can get some trial version from someone. That would help, so that you at least you have this in your local system, and then you can play around anytime. You don't have to go to like for meantime. Obviously, you have the option to go to VMware, but I'm just saying for the future reference, this is an alternative option also you have. But I will also try from my end if I can able to install and can at least show you a demo. But pretty much it will remain the same. The things will remain the same. So you make a connection and then you execute the query, and the output that you are going to fetch into Blue Prism will be in form of collection. Okay, so that we have to remember. Let me just see if I import. So you know how to import and export, right? VBOs. So these are my VBOs. So there is also one SQL server. Let me import this. Yeah. So let's say for the SQL Server database, right? We wanted to first thing is we wanted to build a connection, right? So for building the connection, you have set connection option here. So you'll be providing the server name, which is will be a text type. You'll be providing a database name, right? You'll be providing your username. You'll be providing your password. So once you are done with this, and you can test that your connection is set. So after this, once your connection is set, then the next thing that you wanted to do, basically you wanted to execute some query, for example. So you have different options here. So let's say you wanted to execute some query. So you can define the input as whatever query that you wanted to execute in form of text under double quotes. You can write your SQL command, and then obviously it's going to throw some output, right, in form of table. So the table that you wanted to, so here you can define your success as flag and message, what your message you wanted to represent. Now get collection. So there is one more option here, specifically get collection. And here, apart from what we have seen as in execute query, here you will see in output that you can also import the result in form of collection. So the entire table will be reflected in your collection. So you have different options. Get CSV file. So you can also get an in form of CSV file the output of the database. Rollback transaction. So all these things are there. We just have to use this particular thing to build the connection with database and use it accordingly. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Should not be any problem with this. So any doubt in this, like, I'll try anyway if I can able to install. Otherwise, do you have any understanding or like, just anything that you don't understand here?
Karan, that
Yeah.
SQL, that object, whatever you have selected. Okay,
Yeah.
so that one is that's the default out-of-box object, or you have imported from somewhere?
It's default. It's come with Blue Prism. But if you don't see there, I can also provide you. I can email you all the JSON. I mean all the VBOs that I have. I can email you. That's not a problem. And you just have
Okay,
to
okay.
go
Because
and
whatever we are seeing in the desktop, okay, that VMware version, we could not see most of the
no problem.
objects.
Then what?
Only
No
few,
problem. Yeah. So what you can do, like, you can just copy from your local. I will just email you every objects, okay, that I
okay.
have, and then you can just copy to
Okay.
your
So my
VMware
question is
and
actually the default, all the objects will come with the Blue Prism installation, right?
usually, yeah, like, usually all the object defaultly come with the Blue Prism software itself once you download it.
Okay.
If there is any
Okay.
other further objects are there, then the company, what kind of license they have, and they have different. But anyway, what I'll do, I will whatever objects the VBOs that I have, I will email you. And
Okay.
pretty much, you don't require more than that. It will cover everything. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and I also have some PDFs and all. Like I'll also email along with when I'll sending the videos, so you can refer those PDF also. But yeah, as I told you, if you have the access to the portal account, you can pretty much get it from there also. So like, have you tried creating a portal account like everyone? Did you get? Do you have any portal account? Did you try it? No one tried?
Which one, Karan? That BP Travel, that portal we have
No,
tried.
not about the portal. What I mentioned by portal is portal.blueprism.com. That is creating account in Blue
Yes,
Prism
yes. That
site.
one I am planning to create that one, but it's asking all the
Yeah,
company details.
yeah. So
Stop to that one.
you can provide. There is no harm in providing company detail. You can always provide the
Okay.
company detail. Yeah.
Because my company also the partner, I think. So I can get the ID from them, or again I have to
If
register.
your
This is for
company,
personal purpose.
yeah, if your company is partner, then there is no harm. If it's
Okay.
using for personal or anything, because you're just creating account, and don't worry,
Okay.
like, no one is going to say, like, you
Okay.
created account. Yeah. So you can always create account, and then pretty much you have a lot of information there. You can go there, and you have a lot of some PDF files also from you can download from there, and software also you can download from there also. They have provided there. Yeah, so that way it will
Software
be
means which
useful.
software is Blue Prism
Blue Prism
software?
software. Yeah, Blue Prism software. So Blue Prism software is there, just that you don't have license file, right? So if your company is partner, you can get trial version from some of your colleagues, right? That should not be a problem.
Yes.
Who is already working. Yeah.
What's the portal name, Karan?
It's portal.blueprism.com. Even if you log in, like if you are online, like if you can just try to
Yeah, I'm
search
just
the
checking.
URL. Yeah. It's
Yeah, portal.
portal.blueprism.com. So there you can go, and because even if you go plan to write certification, right? So
Yes, yes.
you
We
need to
need that
have that.
ID, right?
Yeah, you need that at least login into the portal. Account is required,
Okay,
and
got it.
even they have provided all the information about the certification and all there. So yeah, that way it was very, very useful.
So,
Yeah. So just
quick
yeah.
question. So the current Blue Prism software that got installed through Asha 24,
Mm-hmm.
will that be accessed after the classes or it will be gone, the access?
See, I'm really not sure about it. Okay, but I think you should have it for some time. Then this is something you have to check with Asha 24.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I would suggest, like, having it in your local system is always good instead of relying, because you don't know if you have any network problem or anything in future. So, I mean, nowadays you can easily get it if you just connect with your colleagues or friend. Yeah, someone other should have it. So just try to get it installed in your local system. It will help you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see, let's start with this same example that we have taken yesterday. See till where we can do it, and then we can accordingly consolidate everything that we have discussed into this example. So I think if you see till where we have spied this object. Okay, let me. Yeah. Yeah. So we have completed till select option. Now we wanted to start with new order. So let me again create child, say new order. So let me just spy this entire window. Okay, ordinal number is 1, match index is 1. Highlight, yeah, apply. Now add child. So first we will try to like identify each and every element, and then we'll start working on our business object in the object studio. So product code, ordinal is 5, match index is 1. Apply. Number required, ordinal, match index 1, highlight, yeah, apply. Then unit price, sorry, unit price. Okay, and what is the ordinal is 1, match index is 1, highlight here. Oh, unit price, it should highlight this, right? Let me, but it is highlighting this. Let me see if I've. So there is one more option. Let's say if it's highlighted incorrectly. So once you again identify it, it will ask like, do you again want to spy it? So you say yes, and then again you go here, spy on it. So ordinal is 3 and match index is 1. Yeah, it's correct now. Apply. Cost center. So cost center, just uncheck the blank values, and main is your ordinal and match index. Highlight it, it's fine. Not total price. See, we just have to enclose that into particular boundary and then use it. Okay, so it's highlighted. But there is one catch here. So the catch is, let's say if I am giving a product code 121 and number required is 12, unit price is 34, cost center is something. Then when I highlight it, it won't able to highlight here. It say that unable to match any window with any query terms. Because what happened here, the window text at that point of time, it was 408. I mean 0. So when we use this window text, it was basically, pound 0. It was calculating and it was providing the value. Let's say again you identify this and you capture this. So now they see the value, it's coming as 408. But this is a kind of hard coded value that every time it is throwing, and based on that you are capturing. But what will happen, like if in future, if any value comes which is in other than 408, in that case it won't be able, let's say the value is 409. So once you say highlight, it won't be able to highlight this particular total price. Now what should we do in this case? So like in the initial session that I have taken, I have told you, like there is a concept called wildcard. So dynamic thing, I've already told you how to use a dynamic parameter, and equal and not equal are basic thing. Other than that is a wild character. So let's see how we can use the wild character here. So wild character is nothing but what we can do. So we know that this number is changing, right? But the constant value is always a pound sign here. So with the pound sign, what you can do, you can define like star, pound star, and in this case it will take the whatever value it is coming, it will take that particular value. So using this wildcard, you can also, in the scenarios where let's say there is some particular value it is changing but some value could remain same, so the constant value you can use, and then you can use the wildcard to identify the entire content. So this was one of the example that we have used for the wildcard. And then submit order. So this highlighted, and with this we have at least completed all the component of the new order. Now what happened when you submit the order? So as soon as you submit the order, an order confirmation page get generated. Now let us spy the order confirmation page. So okay, now we'll just spy on this particular page. Then based on that, we'll select the ordinal number, match index, highlight here, apply. Now we will we have to take the the reference value also. So for that we need to identify the reference value. So child reference number. See, so here it's identifying the entire text, which is fine. I can take the entire text and then parse it in my process. So you can select ordinal 1, match index 1, highlight, getting the value and apply. Now you wanted to click on continue. So yeah, ordinal 1, match index is 1, highlight, done, apply. Now pretty much we have covered everything and we have spied all the element, and so all the element of this my application has been captured. Now let's see how based on this we can create each and every page that we wanted to do. So the first thing is you wanted to launch your application, right? And we have already created the launch window. So after that, once you have launched it, you basically wanted to sign in. So you provide the provider username and the password and click on login. Now once you have logged in, so let's go one by one. Okay. So this is launching the application. If you come here and if you so here it's coming in option 1. Now if you go to option 1 here, delete this. Now it is opening the new order. So what we can do, we can create a new page called new order. And then what we can do, the first thing we wanted to do is we wanted to write the product code. So for writing, you know that we have a writer stage. Sorry, this is a reader stage. So we have a writer stage. We can bring in here, say product code. So product code, yeah. So product code we can choose here, element, and for now you can just hard code the value for now. Okay. Then the next item that you wanted to write is number required. So again, you can bring the writer stage. Then you can choose the number required element here. Hard code some value, 12. Then again, next writer stage is unit price. So you can bring the unit price here and say that it's 121. Unit price. Then the next is cost center, which is again you want to write it cost center. So cost center, you say that A11. And once you have everything here, you wanted to capture the total price. So you wanted to read this value. So it is nothing but a reader stage. So what you can do, so for the reader stage, you can bring the value, so total price here. So as soon as you bring this particular element and you go here in data section, you see that you have different options coming here. So you wanted to read the text content of the particular area that you wanted to capture. So there is option called get text. So data type will be a text type, and then what, like you wanted to store that value. Like once you have captured from the screen, you obviously you wanted to store that value, right? So you'll store in some variable or data item that you say. So you can mention as total price, and you can click on here, so it will automatically create a total price data a variable for you. So once it is created, you can say get total price. Okay, now once you have this total price, you wanted to submit the order. So submit is nothing but a navigate stage, right? So you wanted to click on something, so you can say submit order. Now once you go here, you have global mouse click center, so you can pretty much use that. All right, so we have new order action page got created. Let's link everything. Okay, this page is still open. Let me just yeah, see the value, it's coming here. So it captured the value that you have received as part of total price in a total price variable, and it also clicked on submit order, so your new page got created, which is nothing but order confirmation. So what you can do, you can create a new page, say order confirmation, and here what you wanted to do, basically you wanted to read this particular content and click on continue button. So for this you wanted to read, so you will be using a reader stage. Get reference number. Now here you have reference number, and then you can use get text. Get reference number. Click on OK. And the other thing is you wanted to click on continue. So click continue. Global mouse click center. Okay. So you have this page. Okay, no problem. I think because it's got detached, maybe if you do it using your process, it will able to capture the value. So let me reset it. Okay, so almost a basic structure of your object got created, and you are able to perform all the options. Now what we can do, we can just save the particular object. Okay, and then we can go and create our process and see if we can able to perform the basic operations. So let me just come here. So now the first thing that you wanted to do, you wanted to basically launch the application. So for that you have this action. So you can give the name launch. And the object that we have created was basically, its name is order training. So yeah, the one thing that we have forgot there is we have created all our action pages, but we have not published it. So in order to get reflected in our process studio, you need to publish all these pages, right? So click on publish. So now since we have published it, just save it. Okay. Just refresh it. Maybe. Okay. Now what I wanted to do, first thing I wanted to launch my application. So launch, and it was order training. So once you go here, this is order training. So we have all the actions that we have defined here will be coming here. So you can choose the launch action. So once we have chosen the launch action, you can click OK. And then once we launch the application, we wanted to log in into the application, right? So let's say again we bring a action called so order training, and then here what we are going to do, sign in page. Once we sign in into the application, what we wanted to do, we wanted to create the order. I mean, we wanted to select the options. So for that, select option, and then we can click OK. There's one more thing in the select option, right? So what we are doing, okay, yeah, we have selected this one. Good. So here, select option. After this, once we have selected the option, we are going to create the order. So here we can say create order, new order, and then once done, you can get the reference number. So here you can order confirmation. In order confirmation page, you will get the reference number. So get reference number. All right. So let me just click connect everything. Okay, there's 0 error. Now we can just run it in a normal speed. Just launch my application. It's given the username password. Now it is giving the all these options. Okay, so here it is giving the error. Let's see what the error is. First, what we can see we are getting the error in this step, right? So first create a breakpoint here. Let me run the process again. Okay, it's logged in, giving the option 1. It's selecting everything. Okay, now we have reached to the breakpoint. Let's step into the application. Okay, so the next step is get reference number, right? Okay, fail to perform step 1. In read stage, get reference number on page order confirm. Unable to match any window with the query term. All right. So the issue is here. So what the problem is? Get reference number, get text. Okay. So let's say if we again spy it and what's coming up. Okay. Okay. Oh, see, this is a problem, right? So what is happening for this window text? For whatever we are giving, it is taking a constant value also, like, last time it took 597, but this time this value got changed. So what we can do, again, we can convert this into a like a wildcard character. Okay, and what we can say that so see, now it is highlighting the things. So this is how you can understand if sometimes the values, how you can select a dynamic or you can select a wildcard. You can fix the issue that you are getting in your application. Either it's a desktop application, it's a web-based application, pretty much the things will be same. So once you have identified it, apply, click OK. All right, close your application. The one more thing that I wanted to do is yeah, so just go to your process studio. So here yeah, okay, let's run the process again, see what's option you are getting. Remove the breakpoint. Okay, yeah, because last time we have not saved it, right? So let me first save it. go to reference number. Okay, not here. Yeah. So application modeler. Yeah.
Match type, you have to change it to wildcard.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Apply. All right. So run it again. What's happening? Yeah, this is good. Order confirmation. Save. Order confirmation. Save it. Okay. So here what's happening, I'll tell you. So there is other thing. Okay. So once you move from here, see now once you are going through the breakpoint and you are going step by step, then you are able to get the value here. So see, you got the value, whatever value is there, right? And once you click continue, so this got clicked. So the problem what here is happening, as soon as it's there on the create order page, and it's clicking on submit order, before even going to this stage, what's happening, this particular window gets appear, and then here in this page it is saying that find the element, but the element is still is not there on the window. I mean, it came to this next stage, but it took time to open the window. So there is a time difference. So we wanted to use the wait stage here in order to make it work, even though we were going to use the wait stage anyway, because you see that we are running our process at very low speed, right? I mean, let's say what happened when you run at very fast speed, because in production, as I've told you, you don't have any control on your process. So let's check to run your process on very fast speed, see what happened. So see, at the first stage itself, it got failed because here it is not able to find, unable to match any window with the query term. It's not able to find the sign-in page or username page to provide the username, because before providing the window was not available. So for that, to handle this situation, we use the wait stage. So let's say how we can you can use the wait stage here. So first thing what we can do, like once you launch the application and before moving into the sign in page, like provide username and password, what you can do in the launch, once you launch the application, you can add a wait stage here. So there is a wait stage. Once you bring the wait stage here, you can move like this. So in the wait stage, as I told you, you have a default timeout. So this timeout is nothing but it will tell you that it will wait for this 5 second or whatever that you define here before going to timeout. So it will wait for 5 second here, and after 5 second it will time out and then it will come to it. So that is one of the option which is called static wait. So let's say I just wanted to define that always wait for 10 second or 15 second before coming to the next stage, let's say for the user entering the username or password. But instead of that, I mean, the best thing is to define the dynamic wait. So here you see in the action tab, we can say that so the staff number is the next element that we wanted to log in, right? So just say that staff number and the condition is exist. So this is a flag. So it's check that if the staff number exists, then only move to the next stage. So what we can do, we can define it here. So as soon as you define it, what happens, there is like options comes here, which is nothing but the same thing, and then you can connect like this. So you can connect this thing, connect this. All right, just save it. See what happens. So see, so now what's happening, at least even if we run the process at fast speed, it able to sign in into the application. See, because now it is waiting for the other page to properly gets appear, and once it's find the particular element, then only it is going to enter the value. Otherwise, until and unless it will not find the value, it is keep on waiting. And how much time it is gonna wait? That is the default time that we have provided here. You can increase the time also, let's say 10 seconds, to wait. If before 10 seconds, let's say in 2 seconds itself, if we're able to find it out, this particular element exists on the window, then it's going to perform the next operation. So this is how you define the wait stage, dynamically. So yeah. Now, once you are there in sign in page, and once you click on login, right? So even if you click on login and the order page appears, right? So here also you should define your wait stage so that order stage should not get failed. Like before entering the option, if the page comes and it gets timeout, so you should also handle this here. So you can define one more wait stage in this particular stage. Say so here you can say option number, check exist, click on OK. Here you can just define instead of 5 give 10 and you can connect it. Now once you go in select option stage, here you provide the option select option, and here you click on the mouse button for the new order, right? So once you click on go button and before this page comes, if it goes timeout, so here again you should handle this. So what you should say that in this page the first element is nothing but the product code. So you should wait for the product code to appear, right? So what you can say that just add a wait stage here. So product code exists. You can define 10. Yeah. So after this, once it goes to the new order, it select everything and submit the order. So as soon as it submit the order, it's create a order confirmation page, right? Where it is having a get reference number. So before reaching there, you should also add a wait stage here. So reference number exist, give 10.
Karan?
Yeah.
Okay, so that wait stage and the duration, whichever you have mentioned, 10 seconds. Okay, so that one we can hard code based on our testing only, right?
Yeah, this is something you can. This is something you should. So the idea. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
No, based on assumption only we can put this timeout. Or
exactly.
Yes, now we have.
Yeah, exactly. So based on assumption only, you should pay. I mean, give the value because you need to be little generic in giving the value. I will say because if you give 2 second or 3 second, sometime it can be risky. So at least you should select some value which is at least large enough to accommodate it. So instead of 5, I'm at least
10 seconds here. In production, if it is coming, it's crossed 10 seconds, then it will be the problem there, right?
Yeah, so but before going to production, you will be testing it in your QA environment, right? In UAT environment also it will be tested. You have pre-prod environment. So there the issue, if you are facing the same issue, it will get caught and then accordingly you can modify it. But using the development
so here
time,
can we call some variables or something in timeout?
Yeah, definitely you can. So that's what I mean. Here we are going to use environment variable. So here you can use any type of variables. You can define an environment variable because this is a global timeout, and this is going to remain constant. So you can use an environment variable and you can assign the variable here. Okay.
So another one question here is this wait stage. So we have to put every object before or after the object calling, or whenever it's mandatory, then only we can put it.
So you have, I mean, both option. Like you can do in both ways. So here you can go before calling that particular object, like action page. You call the wait stage and wait for the particular action page to appear. Or you can also do at the starting of this particular action page. So instead of adding here, I could have added here also in the start. So after the start, I add the wait page and then wait for the reference number to appear. You're getting my point? But the
Yes.
best way, yeah, but the best practice is to use before the calling particular action. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean. I just defined here. I gave the timeout 10 seconds. So even let's say, I mean, if it's get before 10 seconds, it will not wait for 10 seconds and it will go and click on the get the reference number from here. Then once you click continue, it will obviously continue from there. And there is one more option, that page that you can define, terminate. So let's say if you want to terminate the application, then what you can do, same the navigate stage. Terminate. Publication. All right. So this is how we can define all our wait stage. And now once you run your process, let's see. So see, it's never going to fail even if you run at very high speed. So this is running at very high speed. So it is able to handle all the scenarios that we have defined. Okay. So this is how you can keep building it. All right. So the next thing is what we are doing here is basically we are trying to pass on the value using using this hard-coded value that we are using. But let's say if we wanted to do it using the Excel sheet. So before Excel, you can also try with a collection, but we can also go ahead and do through the Excel sheet also. So first, you wanted to basically read all the values and store into some collection. So let us first create a collection here. So let me create a collection and give a name. Order system. And then what we can do, we can create a new page. Read order system. So here you can just read the Excel sheet. First thing is you create an instance. After that, you open the workbook. The file name is nothing but we are using this file. So copy as path, you can say. You can store that in workbook name. So you just create it. And then you can just use get workbook as a collection. So workbook name is nothing but workbook name, and worksheet name is sheet 1. Okay, and output that you are going to store in. Okay, so you can just unhide it from the main page. So once you click it here, once you go here, you can access it. Okay, so first thing is we're going to call this page just link it. Okay, let me see what is the name. Okay, product code is there, right? So let me just copy it. Yep. All right. So now you have all this data here that you want pretty much. Now you know, right? Pretty much this particular stage is what is going to perform all the action. So how you are going to use it, using the loop stage, how you are going to loop through each and every action and get the input from your order system and perform it. So that is the first thing that you can do. So you can try. First thing is you loaded all the data in your collection. You have everything in your current value. Okay. Now you launched your application. You have signed in. Now these option, right? Select option. Till select option, it is all constant. These two option is more specific to the particular line. I mean, particular line item, right? You provide different values for creating order. So you wanted to loop into this particular thing and get a reference number and store that reference number at the same time in your current value. Once you have your reference number, then you can create one more page and write that into Excel sheet into different tab. So I mean, this is, I will say, like, try from your end, see if you're able to perform it. And then here, like, apart from this, sending the option here, right? So here, what all input you require. So first page, you require username and password, right? So for that, what you need to add two input here. I'm just giving example. So username, nothing but text. You can say store in username, password, say password, store in password. So you defined your username and password as an input parameter, which you will be passing through your main process. Okay, so once you save it, once you come here, so in the sign in page, if you see the particular username that you have defined, it will come here. So here you can either create two variable and use it, or you can create an environment variable, because this information is not going to change, right? So as a best practice, you should use a environment variable and try to use it. So this is how you'll be passing the values from the main process to your object and executing the operation. Same will go for a select option. A select option, obviously, every time you are going to pass one value, right? So it might get constant. Create order, the values are changing. So what are values that you need, you have to see. So you need product code, number required, unit price, cost center. So you need 4 values. So you can create 4 input here, and then accordingly you can pass it from the main process. And once you have everything, you also want to pass on your total price. So you can create your output here. And once you create your output, once you go in your main process in create order, once you click on output, you'll have the output from where you can get the total price. And this is something which you wanted to store in your total price. Apart from this, yeah, so you also wanted to have order confirmation. So you also wanted to get your reference number, right? So here, once you generate a reference number, again you can create an add stage and get it added here, the reference number, into this particular action, and it will send the output to your main process. So once you are here in the output stage, you can get the reference number and store in your collection. Once you have looped everything, then you can come out of loop and then save your process into the Excel sheet into the right stage. So that will be a one option, one way of doing it. The other way will be, so once you achieve that thing, the other way of doing it will be, once you have everything in your collection, what you are going to do, you are going to add everything into your work queue. So as we have told you, like collection, obviously you are doing it now, but once you go into control room, you will be handling it through work queue. So you'll add entire collection to your work queue, and then you will get a next item from your work queue one by one till your item ID is not blank. So the one that exercise we have seen for the previous BP travel, you can do in the same way. You can process one by one, and then you can mark it as exception, or you can mark it as complete, and keep moving on till you have looped, till you have completed each and every item in your work queue. Once you have completed everything, you can come out of the loop, and then you can write the data into your collection. You can write it into your Excel sheet or wherever you want. So I would say try to do it from your end, so you'll get better idea. If no, then tomorrow we will go through it, creating the entire loop and going through this work queue and see how it works. All right, guys, let me know if you have any doubt till here, or you are good. You understood what I wanted you to achieve?
Correct.
Anil. Hey, Hari.
This is Anil here. So I have another question, not related
Yeah,
to this.
sure, go
So
ahead.
let's say we are setting up a process to open a website or a portal to do some activities, right? So
Right.
when the so every time that step completes, does that window closes by itself, or because let's say if you have running 10-15 processes at a time, all the windows will be open, right? But will it closes once it completes the step?
No, it won't automatically close the window, right? You have to send some action to close the window, that the window that you want to close, and you can close that window.
And that also has to be part of the process.
Yeah, that also has to be part of process. So that is why we have terminate state. We also have a action called, I think, kill. In utility. If you go, there is no, not in general environment. Yeah. So here you have kill process. You can kill the process. So that is how you can basically close the window or the desktop application that you have opened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So any other question, guys? Do you have, or you are clear what I wanted you to try from your end? Venkatesh, Lakshman, Hari, Aruna.
Yes, Karan, clear.
Okay. Yeah. So I will just say, try from your end, so you'll get better idea. And then obviously we have exception handling. That is also we are going to include as part of once we have created everything. So in case of any failure or any error, how we can add the exceptions also. Okay. So it will pretty much cover whatever from end to end things. So it will be good learning for you guys.
Okay, Karan. Okay.
All right, then let's conclude for today. We'll come again tomorrow. Have a good day,
Thanks,
you
Karan.
all. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, Karan. Bye.